No shirt needed. He might be the greatest bantamweight in the history of this sport. We might have to put an asterisk on his name. TJ Dillashaw, I got so many things to talk to you about. Bro, 2 years. How you been? Great to see you again.
I've been real good, real good. It's quite awesome to be, I've been saying this, a civilian in an everyday life, to live a normal life and to be a father and be a businessman and not have to focus on this crazy life we call it being an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 years off while we went through the pandemic, which was wild for everybody. What do you think you learned about life during this time? I'm going to get deep right away here with the killer shot.
I learned about life is that I'm going to be good outside of fighting. You know, I'm going to be just fine. You know, like I feel like that retirement word's always a scary thing for fighters, right? Like, what the fuck are you going to do now when you're done fighting? But now I know that I'm going to be okay. I also learned that I love to be a father, and I'm not just TJ Dillashaw, the UFC fighter. I am TJ Dillashaw, the great father and business entrepreneur. You know.
All right, congratulations, great to hear. I mentioned that word that sucks because that's how people frame it: the asterisk, the controversy, the suspension, all that. I mean, I'm sure you're more than sick about being asked about that every single interview. So let me just ask what I care about asking you is: do you care if your comeback is under the veil of like TJ Dillashaw, the villain? I mean, are you like, if they boo you on Saturday night, do you care?
I don't. I've already been the villain for a long time now. Ever since Conor McGregor, thanks to Conor, I've been the villain now since, what was that, 2016? I've been the bad guy, you know, so maybe it's just kind of prepared me for this. But the bad guy gets attention too. The bad guy makes them big checks, right? So hate me, but fill my wallet.
All right. All right. Look, you look to be back in the shape you've always been in as champion. Mentally, I've watched a lot of your interviews. You seem really ready. How hard though was that initial adjustment to the suspension? Because look, just as a man, like I always have that fear. If I lose my job tomorrow, how much of my identity is tied into being this guy in front of this microphone? Did you go through that same thing where you're like, who the heck am I now?
Yeah, for sure. The first 6 months kind of sucked, right? And it was also because I was going through shoulder surgery, double shoulder surgery, being laid up on the couch, usually being a very active physical human being, to being suspended, going through double shoulder surgery, slinged up for 6 weeks in this arm, then going to this one. Not fun, right? But I'm a mentally tough guy, and I needed it. I mean, I needed the rude awakening of who I am.
Did you give in? Else, you know? Did you give in at all during that time and Google yourself? Look at, search for your name on Twitter. But what are the people saying right now?
No way, bro. I definitely did not do that. So I've learned in this sport of MMA and being UFC and being so in front of the public eye. So like we are more than any other professional athlete, like in front of our fans. Like and now the way that social media is today, like anyone can say whatever they want. So I learned very quick. Don't read the comments. Don't give a shit what people think about you, because it's never going to be nice. I mean, even before, like, no matter what it is, you're going to have someone that's not going to like something you did or how you talk or what you do. And if you get involved in that, like, it's just, you learn real quick that people don't have lives, you know?
Okay. Well, as you already know, and I see that you're shirtless there, your uniform in the UFC is often the tattoos you put on. Have you added, or what have you added ink wise since you've been gone?
Oh, my leg. You can't see my leg. I've added quite a bit to my leg. It's not done yet. I actually got to go out and see my boy Oscar Kirmo out in New York. He works out at Bang Bang out there. So that's been my artist since my whole sleeve and everything once I decided to get stuff done. But I added my wife on my leg, my son. I got my grandpa. Oh, cool tattoo. I got my grandpa here. He's on. So my grandpa was a guy that really influenced me very early in my wrestling career to believe in myself. And the way he did it, he's just an old cowboy, always got a dip in constantly. He doesn't spit, but has a dip in. He's drinking highballs. He just turned 90. Like, he's like the epitome of like just a badass cowboy, right? But like, I'd be getting nervous for a wrestling match. I'd be super nervous. Like, God, this guy's really good. I don't know if I could do it. Like a little kid, like one-on-one, like wrestling, being a kid is tough, man. Like, it's the toughest sport in the world because it's one-on-one out there. You got no one to rely on, no teammates, nothing. You got to get there and compete. And I knew I was competing against like Tony Bacigalupi when I was a kid, right? Like state champ or whoever he may be. And super nervous about it and didn't want to, like, feeling sick to my stomach when Graham would be like, every man puts their pants on one leg at a time, right? So I got
but not every man swallows dip. How many times do you have to throw up before your body's okay with that?
That's a good question. I never asked him that one. That's just something I've realized, right? Maybe every now and then you'll see him like spit and it'll be like a huge, like giant wad of spit because he's outside. But if we're inside, he's not spitting. He doesn't have a cup with him. He's just lets it go, But I have a cowboy on my bottom of my leg, and he's got his back to me. He's putting his pants on one leg, and we're gonna put his pant on the next one.
I like that.
Pretty cool little tattoo there. Yeah.
The lessons from Grandpa. Did he get to see you as a elite fighter and champion before he?
Oh, he's still alive.
Oh, he's still. Oh God, I'm putting the guy in the grave already. All right,
no, hey, he just, like I said, he just turned 90. He just had his 90th birthday this year. Actually reminds me, I'm supposed to call him. They have a voicemail on my phone right now, so my next interview, and not for you, but after Globals, it should be with my grandpa. All
right. Shout out right there. I haven't even mentioned, obviously you're back Saturday against Cory Sandhagen, which is just it's a pay-per-view level fight. You know what's at stake. The winner's got to get, look, I'll ask you, the winner's got to get the next title shot, correct? It's got to happen.
100%.
Well, you didn't go soft. Did they try to get you to go soft? Did you want to, I heard rumors that you were going to fight for the title right away. I heard rumors you were going to have to take the long road. Are you happy with exactly the way this has played out?
Yeah. I was looking to go straight to the title as well too. I want to make that stink and people be pissed off that I'm going straight for the belt and being daddy's back, got my belt. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, Jan and Sterling have their whole thing going on with the disqualification to have a rematch, right? So I wanted the next best thing. There was definitely offers of some people that weren't in the top 5. I didn't even want to even entertain it because I don't have to fight anymore, right? Like me being a civilian and setting my business up, like I'm not fighting for money anymore. I didn't need to fight. I want to fight, but if I want to fight, I want someone in the top 5. I'm not here to waste my time. 35 years old, I'm getting my belt back. Give me someone that's going to make me interested to get in there, that's going to challenge me, that's going to get me back to the top. And Cory Sandhagen was that guy. He's the number 1 ranked guy other than the guys that are fighting for the belt.
What were your thoughts on how the Bantamweight title picture has played out with Sterling getting the belt, but not, quote unquote, earning it?
Yeah, I definitely think he should get the win because that was an illegal knee, 100% illegal, right? But I don't feel like you should get the belt that way. You know what I mean? Like maybe just strip Jan of the belt and you guys have to have a rematch, but like it's maybe the cringiest way possible to get the belt, and not let alone that's like the disqualification, but just how he handled it. It was just, he had to have, I don't know, I don't pay attention, but he had to have lost a lot of fans from it. Like probably gained a lot of hate, which is maybe going to pay off in the long run. He didn't get paid for it, right? But it was just like he was like so disappointed about how he won it, and then like an hour later he's like taking a picture with it on his shoulder, like, yeah, dude, look at my belt. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but you want your belt back. You never lost it. So would you rather have to go through Jan with Mr. Faber in the corner or go through Aljo to get that?
With Faber in the corner? I don't understand that. So,
isn't Uriah Faber Jan's boy?
No, they fought each other.
Oh, I'm thinking Yadong, the other guy. Sorry, I was caught up in my own head right there. I'm trying to make more controversies and rivalries than there actually are here, stirring up the pot. Do you have a preference?
Drama. Get out of here.
Yeah. Come on, there's enough of that. Do you have a preference though in terms of that?
I'd rather fight Jan. I think he's the champ. He's going to be the champ from that performance in the last fight. I don't think Aljamain has anything for him.
All right. Fair enough. Let's talk Cory Sandhagen though. Obviously, let's not put it in front of him. A fantastic fighter, but a guy you've reportedly sparred in the past. So, sparring is what it is. But do you feel like you know what you need to know to fight him from those experiences?
I do know what I need to know.
All right. You want to share any of that? What have we learned about this guy? He's tall. He's got.
Yeah, obviously we'll talk about his attributes, right? He's tall, he's lanky, he's got good kickboxing, he's got great footwork, right? But I've learned us being training partners is more beneficial to me than it is him. I will say that. Okay. And I'm going to get out there and I'm going to finish him.
He's got to be a lot better now than when you sparred with him, correct?
I'm sure. I'm sure he is, right? I'm sure he is, but he from what I've seen, he is the fighter who he is. I mean, he does the same stuff. I mean, he's been that good I knew he was that good before he even knew he was that good. You know, like he's got the same attributes.
All right, I read the internet headlines and I asked the hard-hitting questions. So did you send spies into Cory Sandhagen's camp for this fight?
I wish I had tape on it. I don't. I mean, it's so funny that came out and about. And like, I think I got was like a few weeks late on it because I don't pay attention. Someone else brought it up to me. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, I guess I have spies and out there paying attention to his camp. I think it's just them being ultra worried. You know, knowing that he's fighting me. I mean, if anyone has to worry about being spies, it's when I go out and train with Dwayne. They live out in Colorado. Maybe they're going to send some guys to Dwayne's gym. But I could care less because he can see what I'm going to do and he's not going to be able to stop it.
Wow. Take that. I have no idea what this fight's going to look like. And I say that from an excitement standpoint, because we don't know with 2 years off. I mean, you're 35, which isn't typically the number you want to be in a smaller weight class where you're reliant upon speed, but you've always been a plus next level athlete. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Are you going to push the pace on this guy? Are you going to take him down? I mean, what the hell is this thing going to look like?
It's going to look like me being victorious. I mean, I've never fought anyone and said like, damn, TJ's slow. That's never been the case. You know, they never fought someone and say like, damn, TJ don't have power. Nah, that's not the case. Right. I'm well-rounded. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to push the pace. Ain't going to be any slowing on me. I'm mean as shit. I'm going to win this fight.
When I'm 42 and when I wake up, I usually feel about 58. How old do you feel these days?
My wife even made me grow this beard out because I've been looking too young for too long. So, okay. I feel good, man. I feel really, really good. I didn't know how good I'd feel at this age. But I haven't aged. You know, I've done a really good job of taking care of myself. I feel good.
There were some memes for a while during your 2-year absence that you were, living life. You were eating, you were putting on some weight. You probably had fun with it. How big did you get?
The biggest I've ever gotten was during the 2 years off. And it was a good weight though, because if you want to put some weight on, gaining weight is harder than losing weight, unless you want to gain shitty weight, right? If you want to gain some shitty weight, I'm sure it's easy to go to McDonald's and eat a Big Mac. But if you want to put on some good weight, it is tough, man. The biggest I got was 168 pounds. And just solely focusing on meathead lifts and eating as many good calories as I could.
All right. Yeah. Well, you're back at it here. Do you have any regrets on how everything played out with cutting weight and going down to Dare to Be Great against Cejudo? You've had a lot of nights to think about this. Do you take away gains from the whole experience? Do you regret it?
100% take away gains, right? You have to. Every bad situation that happens to you, you have to take some positives from it. That's the only way you can bounce back from it. Like, for instance, for losses, right? You go out there and you lose. If you don't take anything from it, you're going to be that same fighter. You're going to come out and lose again, right? So you got to take what you learned in that experience. And so, yeah, there's definitely some positives I took out of these 2 years. Do I regret it? 100%. I shouldn't have taken the fight, right? But I was chasing the ultimate, wanted to be pound for pound, baddest man on this planet, just wanted that goal, right? Like I trained to be the best, and that was it. That's what I wanted to do. But ultimately, when I became anemic and knew that like I was effed, I should have just not taken the fight, But it's a big payday. It's change your life forever kind of situation, Like people can say what the fuck they want, but if that's in front of you, like it is what it is.
I respect that. And speaking of people saying whatever the F they want, I know you don't care about the narrative and the rhetoric. You're not afraid to be the villain, but like when you get a bad situation, you owned up to everything that happened. I respect that. I think the baseball players that have ever done that through those scandals have come out the best at the end of the day. They're just honest. This is what happened. But there's people that think now that you've been dirty your whole career and you're not one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. And we can take all the wins off the record. Like, what do you say to those people?
They're just jealous of who I am because it's all public. You can go, everyone can search on the USADA database of who's been tested, how they've been tested, when they failed, when they didn't. And so I failed my drug test the night before. So right after weigh-ins, I got drug tested. I failed that day. So I got put under a microscope. right? It takes a while to get that result back. So I got it back like 4 weeks after the fight or something. But after I failed that drug test, USADA put me under a microscope and they retested all my samples. They keep an A and a B sample every time you get tested. So they went back to when they started getting involved with the UFC and retested all of them, you know? And so not only did I pass them the first time, but I repassed them again. So let's think about this logically as a common sense human being. Did I just forget how to cheat? Just like I forgot how to do it and just like decided to get caught? Like, what the fuck do you think? Like, come on, let's just have some common sense. But I can say this till I'm blue in the face. It ain't gonna matter because that's what happens. You know, like people are gonna believe what they want to believe. They're gonna. I discredited my name for what I did, and I understand that. I've lived up to it, and I own it. And it's gonna be that way. I understand it. But if you really want to like think about it, just check it out yourself. Go online.
Did you get a raw deal in the end in the handling, considering it feels like USADA's done everything to get John Jones back in the cage? Maybe this is just me editorializing. Do you feel like you got a raw deal for how everything played out?
I can't say that because I cheated, right? I mean, that's a bad look for me to go and complain about getting a raw deal when I did what I did, right? You can't own up to something and be like, yeah, but look he didn't get in trouble very bad, right? Like, it's like being a little kid that's like pointing the finger all the time. Like I could point my finger at a lot of people and things that they've done wrong in the sport and things that I know, but I didn't get involved in that. I don't want to be that, well, look at this guy or that guy or people that I know are doing this. Like, it is what it is, man.
I'll tell you when you did get a raw deal. Again, I'm editorializing here. It's my show. When Dominic Cruz, they say that he beat you. I thought you beat him. It was a really fun fight.
There you go. I appreciate you.
They made you go 2 years to get another shot at that belt. I mean,
fight number one contenders every fight to get my belt back, and still had to he's fighting number 5s and number 8s on a fight he didn't even win. It was crazy. Yeah,
that's who I thought you were going to come back against, just to avenge that. Also, I'm not trying to say I'm the president of the TJ Dillashaw fan club. I just like to share truths. I didn't think a Sunsao beat you too. So there's kind of maybe short of the Dodson fight, unless you can add some kind of asterisk that I don't know about. No, I don't think I've seen you lose except for the Dodson fight,
I'll absorb the Dodson and I'll absorb the Cejudo fight, right? Like I do think they were both stopped early, but I was in trouble, right? Those are 2 fights I was in trouble. The 2 fights that I won that went to a split decision are those 2 fights. I should have been on like a 14 or 15, I don't know how many win streak, right? We're talking about these great win streaks, those 2 split decision losses. Those are tough to swallow, bro. Like, that could also change a lot of stuff being talked about, but that's not the way life goes.
Hey, some guys get all the luck.
Cupcakes and flowers and being pretty. It's about fucking coming through adversity. Everyone's got them. Everyone's got adversity. It's through adversity and to the stars. Here I come.
All right, lightning round to close here. Will you share the cage with Henry Cejudo again before you retire?
He's retired. If he comes back, that'd be sweet. I would love that. Come on back.
Come on. We're just gonna sit around. I mean, come on. He's coming back. All right. He's waiting for a big one. You know that. Sweet. Will you share the cage with Cody Garbrandt another time before you retire?
No, doubtful. Very, very doubtful. I think he's dropping to 125s to kind of reinvent himself, which I think's a good move for him. He's never been a big 35er from me knowing him. He's got tiny little legs. I think he walked into the cage at like low 40s his last fight. Like, that's absurd. I made 125s and walked in the cage at 152. You know what I mean? Like, there's he probably should, and he's fast enough to be at the weight class. He's by far the fastest guy I've ever fought.
Wow. All right. And also, look, where I come from, somebody disrespects you, you may not get the comeuppance right away, but there's a receipt involved. It's here. Do you owe Conor McGregor a receipt at all?
Nah. No, man, he was trying to get under Uriah's skin. He did a good job building up a narrative. If I would have got the win like I should have against Cruz, he probably would have had me and Uriah fight next, and I would have made a pocket full of cash off it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Now's the time I'm actually rooting for the guy. Like, I didn't root for him on top. I was jealous and pissed off that he was getting all this money and making all this attention. I was a world champion at the time, and he's coming in the UFC in 3 years and just collecting cash, right? So jealous on it. But now where he's at now, like, now's the time I root for him to come back.
You think he's acting like an old bitch over this ankle thing? Or are you okay with his reaction?
Bro, the video of him walking in his scooter, Man, someone needs to take his phone away from him. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have interviewed him after the fight on the ground with his broken leg. That was a bad look. The things he's saying, like, kind of bad, which sucks. To an extent, right? It's kind of like hilarious at the same time. Like, he's saying that's pretty fucking funny.
All right, closing out this lightning round. I'm a big boxing guy. I saw the video of when you sparred Lomachenko a few years back. What the heck was that like? Is that guy the wizard that he seems in terms of footwork and hand speed?
He's so cool, man. Like, that was I wish I would have been in shape for that sparring. So I came off the Ultimate Fighter, right off the Ultimate Fighter, had like staph in my leg, I was on antibiotics, but I wasn't going to pass up the chance to spar with Lomachenko. He's like my all-time favorite just because of the way he goes into a fight. Now even knowing more about him and the way he trains, even more so. Like, I've been around some boxing camps now, and he's like the only guy that I feel like treats it like a wrestler, like an MMA guy. He like trains the right way. Like, he does a lot of other body stuff, recovery, and then getting to get in there and spar him. I feel like he knew what I was throwing before I even knew I was throwing.
Interesting.
Like, his reaction times were insane. His understanding of my movement, and I had crazy movement. I was able to catch him a few times to where, like, because I do funky stuff, right? Like, I'm switching stances and doing drive-by, like hit sprint crosses and things like that. It was cool.
I mean, there's a lot of money to be made crossing over in boxing these days, fighting YouTubers and ex-boxers. You planting that seed in the back of your head, or you got enough businesses on the side?
Well, I mean, if that opportunity ever arises, I would love to take it, right? But it's all about the right time, right place situation.
Yeah, you got a title to get back. I can't wait to see you against Sandhagen this weekend. He's the champ, no longer with the belt, but still the champ to a lot of us. It is TJ Dillashaw. Thanks for being candid and real with us. Best of luck this Saturday.
Thank you very much.